Good afternoon, everyone. This is The Heartbeat, a hometown media Stettler production brought to you by Solution Corp. The show is always live on YouTube, and it will be uploaded to Spotify as well. We do the podcast every couple of weeks. I'm Alex Mykyta. This is Landin Chambers, and coming up on the show, we'll have Mayor Lawlor on the program as well. That's coming up shortly. First things first, though, Landin. The day after our last podcast, the Imperials won the championship.
Yeah, they actually did it. That was a special experience for Stettler. Great to see everybody celebrate like that. It was really cool to be down behind the benches as the boys hit the ice as that final buzzer sounded.
You had a good view.
It was a bit of rough stuff in the dying seconds, but Stettler did a good job running out the clock on the Rustlers. Good team play from the boys. That helped them get the job done, but compared to the regular season, that looked like a different Rustlers squad.
Yeah, it was a rough game. A lot of big hits throughout the series as well. Right after the horn sounded, like you said, there were some punches thrown, but it wouldn't be senior hockey without that, would it? And what a crowd. 1,244 people was what was on the box score on the ECSHL Senior Hockey League website. So just an absolutely packed rec center, and that's what we expected to see. And it really came down to the dying moments of the game with the goalie pulled for Wainwright. Stettler was able to hang on and take home the Ralph Wiest Memorial Trophy.
No, like I said, it was great to see. It was what we were anticipating all season, but like I said, a little bit of rough stuff, but glad to see the boys take home the championship, get their first ECSHL title.
And as far as our live streams are concerned, I have a bit of a fun anecdote to share as well. And that is, we had a viewer for the majority of the season from Pennsylvania. So it's very cool that when we broadcast games, not only is it broadcast in the Stettler area, but people can watch it from Mexico, California, wherever they are in the world. The difference being normally when people are watching from California or Mexico, they have someone on the team that they're related to. In this instance, his name is Justin. He knows someone in Stettler, and they were like, Justin, we've got a team as well, and they are live streamed. The games are streamed. So if you want to check it out, by all means. And ever since he watched the first game on YouTube with us, he watched every single game. Also stating one time that the game was more entertaining than the NHL game he had on the other screen in his room. So that's a testament to the product that the Imperials are putting on the ice as well. So we were able to, and it was a little tricky with all of the tariffs and the stuff in the States, but we were able to send a hat all the way down to Pennsylvania. So there is an Imperials hat in Pennsylvania currently, and Justin wears that, and he's a big Imperials supporter.
No, it kind of reminds me of what I was told in broadcasting school, that you just never know who's watching,
Yeah.
Or I guess how far away from. So.
And in this day and age with a lot of negativity on social media and things like that, this was definitely a very positive moment and shows that there are very positive things that come from broadcasting local news and local sports.
No, and I do also want to shout out the Wainwright Rustlers as well, because Stettler won the regular season series coming in, but they definitely put on a good fight and would have been deserving champions as well.
It kind of felt like it was Stettler's year, though.
Oh,
they swept the first two series,
16 1-1 record,
and then they did come into the final series, the championship series, and then they did get beat up pretty bad in Wainwright
twice,
but they came back here, they won at home, and all they had to do was win at home to win the championship.
It was that home crowd, I tell you,
and that's what they did. So again, shout out to Justin, the Imperials fan in Pennsylvania. And coming up, we will have Gord Lawlor, the mayor of Stettler, to have a conversation with Landin. We'll be right back.
All right, we're back with Stettler Mayor Gord Lawlor. How's it going today, Gord?
Hey, it's been a good one. We've been over at the trade show watching things get set up, and it's looking good over there.
Yeah, I can't believe it's that time of year already.
Oh, man, the time is flying by.
So, yeah, guess since we've chatted with you, I talked to you right after the election there, and you became mayor. We've built a studio since.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I guess knock on wood, spring's around the corner, double digits tomorrow, but... Yeah, just wanted to talk about how the first couple months on council's been going for you.
You know, it's been busy. We've been really working on a lot of different things behind the scenes and a lot of it in front of the scenes as well. Like we went to the Spring Leadership Caucus, and we went up with three of us, two councillors, myself, and our CAO and assistant CAO. And we met with Minister Horner, our MLA. And he invited us to question period because our meeting was going to be immediately after question period. So we were in the gallery. A very cool experience. I hadn't done that since I was in grade 9 in BC in going over to Victoria. And they actually introduced all the schools that are there, and they introduced us individually, and Councillor Dusty was there. And they have pages running around with little silver trays, passing notes back and forth between the different ministers and MLAs. And the pages kept coming up to the gallery, and Dusty got 4 notes from the floor. Hey, Dusty, good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you back. It's like, I didn't get any.
No.
I felt like the kid didn't get picked for the baseball team. But we have somebody on our team that is very well known in the provincial level, and that's very helpful.
No, just since meeting the man, he seemed to be very well connected with members of the UCP there.
And a true team player as well.
No, that's good to hear. Just want to talk about some of the advocacy matters that you guys have been talking to the province about. I know in the past you've been speaking to them about library funding, provincial riding redistribution. So, yeah, just talk about some of that.
Well, the library funding, I got nicknamed the library guy by Minister McIver when he was the municipal affairs minister, and he put his arm around my shoulder in front of a couple of people and said, "Here's my library guy, and if I see his face, I'm going to hear something about libraries." What we were aiming for was getting sustainable and predictable funding, and obviously an increase. And so ultimately, in a $9.5 billion deficit budget, libraries got a 1% increase. Not what we're looking for, but that's a win. So I'm happy about that, and I look forward to that continuing in further conversation. But when it comes to the different advocacy efforts that we're putting forward, is that we have infrastructure. We've got grants we've applied for, and we've been met with Minister Dreeshen when we were in Edmonton, and it was a brief meeting, but it was meaningful. Met with his staff in the fall as well. So hopefully we'll get that grant funding, because we'll have to spend some serious money if we don't get the grant. We'll have to spend some serious money if we get the grant. When it comes to what we're aiming for, everyone that ran for council was aiming for increased housing, rental housing, business attraction, industry attraction. We've been checking all the boxes and working on all the various different aspects. We're connected with Invest Alberta on the AI data center facet, and I know that there's this I don't want to say fear of the unknown, but kind of fear of the unknown. What is a data center? What does it look like? What's it going to sound like? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be humming, buzzing, making noises? What kind of water is it going to use? So we've checked our boxes, and we are a really well qualified, if you will, community for that. We have the right property, which is north of town, away from residential. It's near our lagoons because they use gray water for cooling. So, we generate 2,500 cubic meters of gray water a day, and this would draw 750, 780 a day. So it draws down on our lagoons, which could in fact help us assist the county with the honey wagons that have to come off the residential properties in the summertime from the 2 different summer villages, which we can't do now because of the volumes that we have. We've got natural gas. We've got high pressure natural gas out there, so they can generate power on site. All those things. I met with 3 citizens from town day before yesterday. They had some really good research and some very good questions. And during that conversation, I think they got comforted by the knowledge. Not that I'm a bright guy, but I've been really learning a lot about this. The only thing I don't know about now, yet, is the sound. Okay, tell me about the sound. I don't know what 37 decibels is or 12 decibels. I don't know what that looks like, feels like, sounds like. So before we take any real serious steps towards having an AI data center placed in our community, I definitely want to be standing near at least 2 to get a feel for what does that sound like. But the reality of it is it's a huge boom to a community. They're like a $2-3 billion build, 1,000 people for a couple of years. They would have to set up their own work camp. We can't house those people. It doesn't generate a bunch of jobs, but it generates specialty jobs. So that would be 8 to 12 families coming to our community. So we've got builders, because we want to meet with our local builders. We have met with our local builders because they're all comfortably busy. But I want to make sure that no local builder feels like we're sidestepping them by attracting a larger builder, a volume builder to come to town. So we've got somebody coming to town next week, for a tour to see Stettler and what we call the Alberta property up in the, now I'm going to draw a blank, the north side, the trailer park. We call it the Alberta property because it's shaped like Alberta. In the 80s, it was going to be developed into housing, and it's got a beautiful layout and plan. And one of the builders that's going to be coming for a tour is interested in developing the neighborhood, not just a few houses, but the neighborhood. We have another who's coming. She specializes in repurposing. So, for example, what happened with the Heartland Lodge, the underutilized motel turned into rental suites. She's done something like that in Sundre. And in checking with the mayor of Sundre, he gives her total kudos and thumbs up in the sense of her tenacity and her ability as a business person. And she property manages it. She does it for rental. She wants to build 5 plexes. She's looking at the possibility of an apartment building. We very much want that type of thing in our community. We need rental. We need houses available. We need growth, because without houses, we can't attract business, because we don't have a place to house our people. Without business, it's hard to get somebody to build here. And we've got that chicken or the egg scenario that's going on in the sense of, also aging infrastructure. So what happens if you build 50 houses and you can't flush the toilet safely? You have a problem. So we're working on all of these things. They really knit together in a very big way. But we're looking at every angle to make sure that we don't cause a problem, an unintended problem, by doing this first as opposed to that first.
No, and I guess that really, coming back to council this term, that's why we're seeing structural changes in the work concerning economic development. Just tell me a little bit about why the focus on economic development here, as you've explained, and the hiring of an in-house economic development officer.
Sure, yeah. We found ourselves talking about what we've done, having 2 terms on council. I had the opportunity of having 8 years experience. 4 of our councillors have at least 4 years, and 2 of them have 8 years experience, and we have 2 new people. So we all come from different walks of life. We all have different perspectives. We look at things through different lenses. So with the blend of our lenses in our Economic Development Committee, we find ourselves in a situation where we recognize the importance of an economic development officer, actually dedicated to developing economic development in our community. The boundary changes that happened with our constituency. We've had Hardisty added to our constituency. We've had Lacombe, right to the Highway 2 corridor, added to our constituency. Now, hey, what about tourism? The Highway 12 corridor. We are part of the Highway 12 corridor, right from Highway 2 right to the Saskatchewan border. That's our constituency. That's our region. So we've got tourism. We've got business attraction. Our intention is to hire somebody who's having to leave another job because they're very effective at it, and scoop great people, and that's our goal, is to have somebody who can bring positive things to our community. Plus, that offers the Board of Trade a certain level of independence, because they're the first point of contact for most people coming to town looking to invest. So the economic development facet will be done in-house, but working very hand in hand with the Board of Trade and the executive director there to make sure that all of the right connections get made for all the right people.
So it's still ongoing, but how does that affect the Board of Trade?
I'll call it freedom. The ability to stand independent, because the town has been funding, and the town intends to continue to fund the Board of Trade, reallocating some dollars in the sense of being able to handle the economic development officer facet, but we're taking the economic development responsibility off of their plate, which I think will ease things up. They're doing an amazing job with the trade show. They're doing an amazing job with Stettler Fest, and the doctor attraction let's not forget about that one. That one's still huge. So we want to make sure that there's the ability and energy to handle that and not try and handle economic development off the side of a desk or have one of those projects go off the side of somebody's desk because they're handling economic development. So that's the goal here. It's something that we want to grow.
So yeah, just before we let you go here, we just want to chat about the trade show. What are you guys showcasing this year?
Well, it's a secret. Oh. It's a surprise. When I was over there this morning getting, I'm volunteering to hand out the exhibitor packages, and there's a red carpet. That's all that was there this morning. But I was asked by the staff, is the Zamboni going into place? No. Well, they're asking for some really interesting and unusual things for the booth. I said, yeah. Well, what's going in? Can't tell you.
It's always secrets.
It's going to be a terrific booth this year. Our administration and our staff have put a lot of planning into this booth, and it's going to be fun.
No, that's good to hear. We are also pretty excited. We're going to be in the Red Arena ourselves this year, and that's where you guys are usually hanging out.
That's where we're at, and I'll look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good time here. So, yeah, no, thank you again for coming in and sitting in on the Heartbeat. It's just something me and Alex wanted to put together, try to get community events back out to people.
I think it's wonderful, and I look forward to beating our hearts together.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
All right. Once again, thank you to Mayor Lawlor for joining us on the Heartbeat, a hometown media Stettler production, again brought to you by Solution Corp. So always a big thank you to our sponsor for the show. The trade show, you guys ended your conversation talking about the trade show. So once again, we'll be at the Red Arena, and it's from Friday until Sunday. It's always a big event here in Stettler. Always people have it marked down on their calendars, and they bring their kids out, and the kids get to try all the different treats that are there and everything, and it's just a good day for families.
Yeah, you've been working on a little project the last couple weeks that you're not quite ready to share yet. But
Yeah. ... Something's coming.
Everybody's full of secrets today.
It just seemed like the next logical step for us that, worked in radio before.
Oh,
That's what I'll say. A little bit different than what it was before. I think everyone knows what we're working on now. But I'll have it all laid out, and all of the details are ready for the public at the trade show.
good stuff.
So drop by and see us there. And we're always just trying to get the community involved and get the information out there to the people of Stettler so they can read our news magazine, they can listen to the podcast, they can watch the local live streams of local sports, and coming up in, a little while, they can listen to something else.
No, I mean, state of the Canadian media is not good. I don't think you have to look far to come to that opinion, and we're just trying to do our part to reconnect the community, as we like to say.
We did laugh a little bit, though, at the Imperials game the other day, though, didn't we? When we watched how many people were watching the live stream of the CBC broadcast compared to ours.
Yeah, I was joking, and I'm like, I bet more people are watching our Imperials game than CBC, and then we checked.
They were.
They actually were more people watching. I mean, CBC, it's a low bar, but...
And we're not funded.
We'll take it.
I don't know if it was the most exciting live stream they had on, but still, for Enterprise to have millions of subscribers, and we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we had more people watching our live stream than theirs. It felt good.
Oh, I could give you a whole podcast on my opinion on the CBC.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could.
We'll move on to local news now.
Yeah, exactly. But again, visit us at the trade show. It's going to be a fun weekend. Landon, he's our insider, you might say, as to council in the county and in town here at all the regular meetings. What were they talking about?
Yeah, we just heard about a lot of town matters from Gord there, but the county there was at council yesterday. They were hearing from Public Works just on the state of their road network around the county. They have a number of road bans issued towards the end of March. Road crews have been trying to backfill the loose roads with gravel. Reeve Clark noted he spoke with someone, a resident in one area, who said he hasn't seen washouts on the roads like this in 60 years. It's just that slow thaw we've been seeing, just making some of those county roads a mess, potholes damaging vehicles. So, hence the closures. The hope is next few days of drier weather will help lift those road bans as the ag producers are, itching to get out in the fields for the spring seeding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even in town here. Well, at least on the highway, like in front of my house, there are some pretty deadly potholes for sure. Whenever I hear the trucks go past or the trailers, I hear the bang. I'm like, oh, they hit one.
You can tell how big that thing is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oops, they hit one. But yeah, like you said, with the weather this year and everything like that, like these things are bound to happen.
Oh, it's been drawn out this year. Like this is looking like the first dry day.
Yeah, true enough.
So.
But great to see that spring is maybe finally here. So
knock on wood.
Let's hope for the best. What about in the town?
Oh, well, most of what we chatted with
was
was with Gord there.
Yeah. Nothing else you want to report?
No, I think that's pretty much everything on my sheet there. So
all right, sounds good. So we have the Imperials. They won the championship. We had some town and county news as well. Some more events coming up in the future. In the very near future, there's the spring book sale at the Stettler Public Library. That is April 10th and 11th. Like we mentioned, the trade show is this weekend at the Rec Center. We're in the Red Arena. There will also be the Kids Sport Spring Fling that's happening on April 18th at the Stettler Community Hall. Features live band Renegade Station and our producer here, Josh. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but you'll be playing, right?
Sure will.
Yeah, he'll be playing. Perfect. So go check out Josh and support Kids Sports. It's a very important thing that we have in the community and in our country, to help kids who otherwise can't afford sports, because it is expensive to play the sports that they want to play. And yeah, like you said, hockey's very expensive.
One of the most.
So that'll be at the community hall. You can grab your tickets, and we'll also have a silent auction item there. We'll be giving away some advertising as part of a fundraising initiative. So a little donation to Kids Sport, and part of their silent auction, you can get your company some advertising through us on Hometown TV, as well in our magazine. Grab your tickets at Heartland Auto and Industrial Supply. And if you have an event that you'd like to have included on the podcast, you can contact info at htproductionsmedia.ca, or you can always drop by the office and bring us a poster. So before we go, Landon, the RCMP once again asking for some assistance.
Yeah, just to close the show, just want to pass on the word about a missing person. An alert RCMP and Consort put out yesterday, April 8th. They're just looking to confirm the well-being of an 82-year-old woman believed to be with her Dalmatian dog driving a gray Toyota CHR XLE, the Alberta license plate LVA 978. Diane Cooper is described as blue eyes, white hair, slim build, 5'1", about 100 pounds in weight, wearing eyeglasses. Anyone with information as to her whereabouts is asked to call Consort RCMP 403-577-3001.
So once again, if you're listening on Spotify, for those live viewers, we did have a picture on the screen of this lady that the RCMP is looking to find, and hopefully they do very, very soon. That is the heartbeat for this April 9th. This podcast made possible by Solution Corps. So make sure to visit hometownmediastettler.ca for more on these stories that we talked about on the show. And if it's here on YouTube or Spotify, or if you're listening potentially on our new platform, again, unveiling that at the trade show, thank you for listening and watching the show. Before you go, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're getting ever so close to 1,000 subscribers. I think we're at 850 now, so 150 to go. And we'll ask for some help at the trade show as well, for some people to hit that subscribe button so we can get to 1,000 on the Hometown Media Stettler YouTube channel. Thanks to Gord Lawlor, the mayor of Stettler, for dropping by and having a conversation with Landon. I'm Alex Mykyta. This was the Heartbeat podcast for April 9th. Make sure to visit us at the trade show and have a good day. Thanks for joining us.